Hey guys, it's Supermoon Tarot here, back at it again with another pick a card. I just wanted to take a moment before I go into this video and say thank you so much for 50 subscribers. I'm very confused, but happy, very happy, and most of all, appreciative. Thank you so much for subscribing, liking, even taking a moment to watch any of these videos. It means a lot to me, and I'm just gonna keep working really hard to give you the best content possible. So thank you again. Today we're gonna be answering the question, who has a crush on you? Yes, everybody's got one, whether you know it or not. And we've got group number 1, 2, 3, and 4. Below in the description is the timestamp. Go to the correct timestamp for your pile, and let's get into answering the cards. Group number 1, who has a crush on you? Or you. Okay, let's pick your first oracle card. Ooh, Compass! Compass. They are in the mindset for love. They are very open to it. They have their friendships down, experiences and stuff like that, but it's not enough, you know. They want a partner to share it with. Don't worry, they're not into you just to have you fill a role. You know, when some people are open to a relationship and some people are just kind of looking for any partner at all. It's not that at all. They're just, you wouldn't get a lot of resistance in the relationship when it comes to, you know, like being open about your feelings or potentially talking about the future, building something here. But the compass also means finding and exploring like a deeper level in themselves and the world. So again, that goes back to the open quality, but I see a lot of adventure and depth in this potential situation. We have our first tarot card. Ooh, 9 of Wands in reversed. Okay, so this is interesting because it contradicts a little bit Compass. It says that they're a little bit defensive, but what I'm getting, and also Spirit's telling me right now, that it's not that they are defensive, but why they're defensive. They are a hard worker, and they've kind of been going through this journey for a while, and they're not done yet, but they're hella exhausted. You're going to see somebody who has a crush on you with bags under their eyes. They're a little bit spent, a little bit tired. This could be maybe they're trying to get some sort of a job promotion, or they're dealing with a difficult family member before they're able to move out, or whatever the situation is, but they are determined. That's the key thing. And they're not defensive. Again, this goes back to the open quality. They're not defensive in the relationship. Like, again, if you wanted to explore this with you, but in fact, they see you as a sort of rejuvenation for their spirit. They see you as somebody who can give them the energy to keep moving forward, remind them why they're doing this and how they can move forward. So again, this goes back to the just generally open quality, but a hard worker and determined. Oh my God. I love how tarot works out this way. Of course, they're a hard worker. We have a bit of an answer here. I get a bit of a, right away, I get a bit of an education vibe. I think all their hard work is based on something educational, or if in a job situation, they are doing a lot of research to get that next promotion. So the Hermit's all about how they are very knowledgeable. But something important to take away from this is that they are somebody, two things. They're somebody who, if a subject needs to be known, they're going to read 50 books on the subject. They're going to be almost like over prepared. But notice how a lot of the times the Hermit is a kind of, what is the word? The little hood, the little cape they wear, and they're in a cave somewhere with a lantern. This Hermit is moving forward, moving through their journey, moving ahead. They are knowledgeable, and maybe once we're a little bit, again, this goes back to 9 of Wands, a little closed off, but they are now at the point in their life where they're ready to share that knowledge, which is awesome. So again, if you wanted to explore this relationship, you're gonna like really learn a lot from them, which is really cool. Again, we see that in the Five of Cups. Okay, so Five of Cups is talking about, again, that they are ready. This goes back. The main thing I'm getting from this read so far is that they are an incredibly open, hardworking person. And this goes back to them wanting to share this knowledge with you, be open to a relationship, and so on and so forth. But Five of Cups is really important because the main thing is that they're a little closed off from their emotions. They have spent so much time dedicating themselves to their education that sometimes in life we need to put our emotions aside, not really go into why we are sad or how we feel. So they're like a little quiet, a little shy. Again, they're open to exploring themselves in that way. They definitely see you as somebody who can help them reconnect with it, but you might get a bit of an awkward vibe from them because they haven't connected to their emotions in such a long time. They only know how to do it in kind of like an analytical way. So again, there's a potential to learn and be back to that person who's able to do that, but you're going to get a bit of that objective kind of personality when you initially meet them. Maybe a little too straightforward at times. Ooh, the Hierophant in reverse. Okay, so the Hierophant in reverse again goes back to education. Again, I'm getting a strong, Spirit is speaking up right now, and I'm getting really two weird specific things. For whatever reason, when I look at this, the Spirit is telling me that they're some sort of an engineer, which is like very specific. And with the Hierophant, I'm getting rock climbing. Again, Spirit's not super specific like this all the time, so that's rock climbing engineer. But the Hierophant in reverse is talking about how they're an unconventional learner. They like to explore things. Again, this goes back to explorative vibe. But they are somebody who, if you go out and you have fun with them, they're going to definitely want to go out and try things, maybe rock climbing. You're going to come back with not only a new memory, but a greater insight into life yourselves. Again, this goes back to them, their own personal journey that they're going through, where they want to go take things to the next level with themselves in the world. And I think they want to share that with you. So they're an unconventional learner, but something important that you should kind of be aware of is that in their journey to open up more and be more emotionally connected, they go about achieving emotional depth in kind of like an unconventional way that can easily be misinterpreted. So if you feel any sort of offensiveness from some way that they're trying to express something to or go about something, take a moment to ask them why are they doing that, and I guarantee you're going to get a really sweet, kind of straight up, well-intentioned response. They're a little awkward. They're, again, I keep getting a bit of a shy vibe potentially from them. Oh, did I just not say? I just said that. The Magician in reverse, in this case, it talks about how because of the isolated hermit situation that they were going through for a while they were like trying to gather knowledge and stuff like that, they have developed a bit of, again, disconnect in communication. This again goes back to the Five of Cups, which we already knew that, but this is just confirming it again. And in their disconnection communication wise, this confirms above anything that they are a bit shy. They're kind of quiet. They're totally willing to have you, crack open their cocoon. They're down with it. They're very open to it. You're not going to get any resistance from them. But keep an eye out for someone who maybe, I don't get a vibe they're going to approach you first. You might notice them kind of staring at you out of the corner of their eye. You're going to kind of get an inkling they're into you. But there's definitely a little bit of a withdrawn vibe and a little bit of a careful vibe from them. Oh, but interesting. Gosh, you have no idea how many people I've come across like this in real life, but also reads I've gotten like this. So the King of Wands talks about the idea that they have the potential to be a leader. Isn't that always the case? A lot of us have the potential that once we, you know, open up in ourselves, we can, we have a more confident persona underneath. He or she, whoever your partner is, has the potential to be a leader. And the cool thing is they have a potential, again, this goes back to the adventurous explorative vibe, to be very fun about it and include you in that. But right now they kind of need someone to help them bloom. So watch, if you wanted to pursue this relationship, watch them bloom. I promise you, you're going to get a bit of that kind of cocoon out of butterfly effect, which is really cool. So the main thing I want you to take away from this is that they're someone who's willing to be open, but they're going to come off kind of quiet, shy. Maybe there might be some misunderstandings, awkwardness. They're very objective, but they're very hardworking. They're super knowledgeable, and there's kind of like an undercore layer. You can sense it yourself. And one other thing. Am I forgetting something? I'm just making sure I got everything. Oh, if things are misinterpreted, feel free to ask questions. So let's pull the potential 3 zodiac signs that your crush may be. Ooh, Leo, Virgo. I'm sorry, Virgo. The Hermit. Definitely keep an eye out for the Virgo. And Cancer. Okay. And rock climbing engineer. Don't forget that. Spirit's like, I said that. Don't forget that. Okay, guys. This was an awesome read. I hope you enjoyed it. If you liked it, please feel free to give a like. It helps out the channel so much. And feel free to subscribe. And let's get to group number 2. Group number 2. Let's find out who has a crush on you. Okay, first oracle card pick. Oh my god. Okay, sorry, I got excited for you. Sorry. Magic Prayer. Your first oracle card pick is Magic Prayer. They are super duper spiritual. Whether this be in general or this is the journey that they're going through right now in their life, they're very spiritual. Do not be surprised if they meditate and often. But the biggest trait or characteristic that will help you identify who has a crush on you, because spirituality is very internal, their energy is palpable. You can physically feel it. There's like a vibrative quality to it. You just seem to kind of feel more energetic when they're around. You'll notice people are very drawn to them and magnetized to. Spirit is telling me right now that they are on the more quiet side. Like, they aren't somebody who needs to say or do anything. People just naturally are drawn to their spiritual energy and want to sit next to them, know what they have to say. I don't get like a leader vibe. I just kind of get a vibe that they're very magnetic unintentionally. But when you're with them, words and advice or, you know, magical experiences just seem to kind of click a little more with them. You'll, trust me, you'll just know. There's just kind of like a light following them. Ooh, 9 of Cups. Okay, I'm so excited for you. 9 of Cups is already setting the stage for a super happy, positive spread, as in like a match. You know what I mean? Like, I'm already getting a vibe that if you wanted to explore this crush situation, it is a really positive match. This is kind of like the yes card, so to speak. But the biggest thing is that there is a lot of good fortune around them. They're kind of that, again, this goes back to the spiritual energy. They're kind of so in tuned right now with themselves and the universe and that type of thing. They're the person that has like tons of good fortune. They kind of just get whatever they want from this because of this cosmic connection. But they are at a point where they really want to share this with you. They are seeking you out. They want you to experience their good vibes. So if you are around them, or when you are around them, you'll notice a lot of things just kind of seem to work out into your benefit. So definitely, at the minimum, just hang out with them. This is also telling me that they're a very compassionate person. Which makes sense, because a lot of people who are kind of going through a spiritual journey just tend to naturally be or find themselves being more compassionate. And this also tells me that you guys will have, or would have, if you wanted to go into it, great chemistry. Like, again, this goes back to the whole, like, you're just like a good match situation. You would get along with them easily. People, this is another way you will identify them. They just get along with other people easy. Like, there's nobody, even confrontational people, when they are around this person, just kind of naturally want to get along with them. So, again, who doesn't want that? Two of Pentacles. Okay. So this person strives for balance. Their version of success is that. Like, they're not somebody who is competitive and wants to find happiness in life through being the best. Like, their version of the best is, so example, of, let's say they go to eat food. They're going to stop before they're full because they know how not good it feels to be either hungry or overly stuffed. And in that, they find success and happiness in life. That's how they found their spiritual growth. That's what they will bring to the relationship, is a lot of like balance and harmony. I also get a multitasking situation going on. So there's a chance that this person has a crush on you, whether you're aware of them or not, is you'll meet them or have known them from work or school type, like a setting when you're with other people working on projects. You're gonna notice this quality leaking over in the way they approach projects, so be on the lookout. Ooh, Three of Swords, the ominous card. Now, this would be like if the Nine of Cups wasn't already in the spread, I would tell you that, like, a big thing I get from this card would be that there's something they haven't told you that if you knew about it, it would dramatically change your view on them. But the Nine of Cards kind of like cancels out the serious quality tone of this, and also Spirit's telling me as well that this is more about the fact that they've had previous heartache that really defined them. I don't have an answer for you right now if it's something still in their mind. I don't get the vibe that it is, but it's something, it was a really serious breakup relationships thing that might have even ignited the whole spiritual journey. Either way, people are aware of it. It's kind of like circulating in the community, so you wouldn't have to ask that many people to be like, oh, you know about blank? Oh, yeah, they had a bad breakup last year, that type of thing. So you're gonna know about the gossip pretty soon. Ooh, Queen of Cups. Okay, so Queen of Cups talks about, like, going with the flow. They're pretty, it's funny, it's like they have a lot of self-control, and things just kind of work out for them, so they're, no wonder they can go with the flow. There's not much resistance going on in their kind of, like, energy flow of life. But they're generally pretty chill as a person. Again, I get kind of like an introverted vibe, and Spirit was telling me too that they were introverted. But keep in mind, they might come off as very relaxed and chill. Queen of Cups is telling us that underneath that layer is like a fiery passion. Like, trust me, they might not be expressing it in the conventional sense, but it's there. Like, they've got the drive, they've got the energy, they've got the spark. And isn't that funny how, like, I feel everybody approaches or experiences spirituality differently, but I think a common theme I've come across is that, like, you get really relaxed and chill for meditation, but you've got to have that passion to connect to that, like, next higher level of, like, thinking and perspective on the world, which is really cool. But a big thing that I get from this is that they are someone who loves to grow, and when they are growing, they do it through experimentation. So there's a lot of, like, testing boundaries, you know? I don't get a confrontational perspective. It's just, like, don't be surprised if they're not someone, like, despite all the meditating, don't be surprised if they don't try pushing the limits of that, or like when you're in a social situation, they're going to just do something to see what they can learn from it. So you're going to notice a lot of like trial and error the way they go about living life. Ooh, 9 of Cups. See, we got little hearts. I'm seeing already a match. I mean, I gotta see the rest of the cards, but I already have a statement about all these cups I'm seeing. Okay, so, sorry, focusing back. Nine of Cups. This person who has a crush on you, they tend to look on the brighter side of things. They're generally pretty positive. They're a glass half full kind of person. They're very chill again. This goes back to the whole, like, passionate side. This, again, is confirming that in the Queen of Cups. Sorry, Spirit's stepping in. Something that's really interesting here is that the Knight of Cups is also about harmony. Again, this goes back to balance with the, my brain's just dying. 2 of Pentacles. But they are very concerned with being misunderstood, which is kind of interesting that, like, that kind of pops in, because I don't know why they would be worried about it, considering there's so much kind of like, I mean, I guess it's like perspective is relative, you know, everybody, we see their situation as really easygoing, everything works out for them, they seem to have a handle on it, but because they're so kind of quiet and chill and going through this personal inner journey, there is, for whatever reason, a concern they'll be misunderstood. When I get that message from Spirit that they're concerned to be misunderstood, because of this past heartache, this like past experience is what I'm trying to say, this really messed them over. I think maybe they're concerned that if you found out about their previous experience, their previous heartache, you wouldn't want to be with them anymore. I'm getting a vibe. I don't think it's terrible, but, like, I definitely think, like, I don't think this is something to worry about, but this is, like, sticking out to me like a sore thumb when, like, Spirit steps in so, like, dramatically and is like, yo, listen to this. So, I'm still getting a good match vibe between the two of you, and you'd get along great, but maybe just be open-minded to whatever the past experience was and, like, hear them out, because clearly it doesn't really have anything to do with, like, their general growth and who they are as a person now. And our last card is Death. Okay, so this, to me, already absolutely confirms, if this makes you feel any better, that this did define their perspective on things and defined, like, maybe their beginning journey with spirituality, but do not worry, any feelings they had for that previous person, they're not going to pop up, they're not going to come in the way, nothing like that. You don't have to worry about and in addition to that, again, this goes back to the whole experimental thing, they're a pretty creative person. They're very resourceful about getting things done. You can kind of, like, depend on them in that way. They're just, like, a general creative problem solver. And again, no wonder they're worried about being misinterpreted. Again, I cannot find the words right now, but, like, this talks about how they're very brave. And if they're worried about being misunderstood, they might have done something in the past or had something done to them in their past that insinuated they weren't. And because they're brave, they want people to know that, but they're just naturally not someone who's going to scream it from the tops of the mountains, so they're hoping that message gets understood through their actions and just being around them long enough. Like, that's something really important to them. So, wow, you've got a pretty intense person going on. I think, trust me, you're going to probably meet them in the work or school situation. You're going to just, like, feel it. You're going to know it. You're probably going to hear through the gossip train about their past experience, but it's gone. It's over. You don't have to worry about it, but it did define them. They're chill, but there's passion there. There's something going on under there. They're creative. They're resourceful. A lot of awesome things, but let's pull out. Also, I just wanted to mention this, that when I see so many cups of water going on, even water here in the Magic Prayer, and the 9 of Cups, this is, like, for sure just, like, a solid match. I think that if they approach you, you should consider being open to it, because it's just such a good match going on. So let's pull out your 3 potential. Are you serious? A Pisces and all this water? I'm telling you. I'm telling you. So the your 3 zodiac signs to possibly potentially pop up in being them is Pisces, Gemini, and a Cancer. If you guys enjoyed this review, please give it a like. It helps out so much. Consider subscribing, and let's get ready for group number 3. Group number 3. Let's find out who has a crush on you. Our first oracle card is education. Okay, so right now, this person who has a crush on you is in the middle of receiving their education. Now, I get a bit of a master's degree vibe, graduate program vibe, something that's like really higher level education. But because Spirit is not speaking up right now, I don't think that is a definitive. This is a general reading. It is very case by case. But the main thing I want you to get from this card is that in their pursuit of knowledge, they are not very experienced. They're not well traveled. You know, they haven't, really seen all that life has to offer. But that also means that if you wanted to reciprocate their feelings, there is the potential to be their magical first in a series of many wonderful, like, do you know how, like, amazing and magical it is to share someone, with someone your favorite staple iconic movie and watch, like, passion fill their face in a way that you can only experience one time and you get to be a part of it? Like, you could be the first person that travels out of the country, whatever country you're in, together. You could be the first person that, sees them eat a gelato. There's, like, a lot of potential silliness and joy and kind of almost a naive, like, youth vibe going on here. So there's a lot of potential going on here. Oh, the Magician. Okay, so they found you. And I kind of get a pining from a distance type vibe, but I won't know until I read more cards, that they found you through social media. They're active on social media. It makes sense. I mean, when you're educating yourself in that way for so long, you don't really have time to be super social. And so this could be through Facebook, Tinder, whatever is the preference that you use. They found you through that. And they're going to contact you through this, by the way, too. But this card is also letting us know that they're someone who knows how to take control in a situation when needed. You can depend on them, like for emergencies, when something stressful pops up. They're not going to avoid it. They're going to face it head on, which is awesome. And this also tells us, this is kind of like a way to identify them when you're maybe out in the world dating or meeting different people, that they are about to come into a new hobby. Now, this also lets us know that, yes, of course, we know they're very skilled and they're definitely successful in what they've achieved educationally, but they're about to take on some sort of, like, a quirky skill, like, for funsies. Like, it's their kind of first dipping the toe in the water type situation. Like, they haven't gotten to get to know you yet and have these first experiences with you, so they're trying to find fun in the only way they know how, which is educating themselves, but in a way that isn't benefiting their long-term career situation. So, like, don't be surprised if you meet someone and they're, I don't know, learning calligraphy or something odd like that, which is actually super difficult and hard, and there's like a ton of different calligraphies, but that's a side note. So, they're going to come into a new hobby or skill. Ooh, 7 of Pentacles in reverse. Okay, now this is starting to make sense with the Magician card. Remember how I said they were pining from a distance? I think they've been pining for a while. And they could have reached out. Anyone can reach out to anyone through social media. But something wasn't like a good match at that time. Like, they knew that they couldn't come to you and it would work out. I already get kind of a vibe that they are a little bit overthinking when it comes to, situations, but either way, this is kind of about the idea that they had like a habit of relying a little too much on their education, that they had a habit of avoiding new things and using their education as an excuse to be like, oh, I can't go do that thing, I gotta study tonight. And when and when I see the Death card right here, this is good news, there's an end to it. They're stopping. They were previously once fixated on deadlines. They might have had problems at the time of, like, you know, sometimes people have trouble being like, well, I can't seek a relationship right now because I still got to finish a project. But there's always going to be a new project, a new thing that you go in life. And most people multitask having a relationship and pursuing other things in life. And they're no longer using that as an excuse. They're no longer holding on to that idea anymore. And that this is why you know what? I'm already telling you right now, I see a confession. And soon. Like, yep. 8 of Wands. Like, very soon they're gonna confess to you. I think they finally have gotten their, you know, stuff together. They're going to stop making excuses. They're open to new experiences. They're still pursuing their education, but they finally want to, like, live life, and they want to live it with you. And so I see a confession, and, like, very soon, very, very, very soon. 9 of Swords in reverse. Okay, I get a vibe that they're a bit anxiety prone. They're definitely someone who's in their own head a lot, which kind of makes sense when you're alone a lot studying, that you kind of develop that type of thinking and habit. Just give me a second. I get a little bit of a vibe that it might be initially a little rough at first if you wanted to pursue a relationship with them. I kind of get a vibe that it might be just a little bit of a mismatch initially. It'll be a little rough. But in the Hangman reverse, the good news is that they had, like, in the past had the habit of, like, I unfortunately, when you suffer from, like, anxiety, that tends to be like a lifelong thing. But I would say in the past it was a lot worse. It was something that kind of, like, dictated all their actions. They were definitely someone who overthought everything. You maybe were a bit of a hypochondriac and, you know, thought the worst ending of any situation, but they've kind of gotten over it. Again, this goes back to the Death card. They've gotten over it. They're stopped. They, if anything, when I look at these actions that they're making, they're very pragmatic. Sorry about this quick edit. My phone died, so sorry about that. Anyways, I wanted to finish up the point of saying that they are somebody who cares about yours and other people's well-being. Yes, they're a little anxious. Yes, they're a little over analytical, but they make decisions trying to do what's best for everybody in the situation. They didn't approach you before because they weren't in the right place to. Now they are, and they want to let you know, and they're going to come to you soon. But because they're so new to this perspective on life and whatever, you're going to get a bit of a rougher seas initially. But it's still worth hearing them out, and you can kind of make that decision from there. Now, let's see what your 3 potential zodiac signs are for them. Libra, Virgo, Pisces. Okay, well, if you guys enjoyed this tarot read, please give a like. It helps out so much. Consider becoming a subscriber today. And let's get on to group number 4. Group number 4. Let's see who has a crush on you. Okay, our first oracle card. Unexpected visitors. Okay, so this person who has a crush on you is spontaneous. They are adventurous. Almost to a fault. Like, they're exhausting. They have a lot of energy. But this is also a positive omen. This card is letting you know that if you give into the chaos, let it wash over you, if you let go of the reins and let them guide you, that a lot of unexpected good will come your way. Think of it like surfing. So when you are surfing, I don't know if you ever have, it's just such a magical feeling. It took a lot to get there, a lot of skill, a lot of timing, and it's so beautiful, and you can literally feel the intensity and energy when you're in it. However, knowing that the wave at any point can change or crash on you or something puts a lot of a dangerous element on it. But it's taking that leap of faith that will lead to this wonderful experience. So you're going to get a lot more than you had even anticipated besides just purely enjoying their company. If you want to reciprocate feelings in this situation, you're going to get a lot of like other kind of like life-changing positive stuff going on from being with them. So the good stuff, you know, the positive stuff outweighs the high energy and the intensity in the relationship. Oh my God. If you needed a positive sign, you got one. Okay, so far with these other pick a cards I've done so far, it's very much, how do I say this? Like, here's the person who has a crush on you. This is what they're like. Do what you want with this. Maybe they're going to confess to you soon, or so on and so forth. This already is giving me inklings. I'm not going to know for sure until I read the rest of the cards that this is like a longer term commitment. They're going to reach out to you and you are for sure going to say yes. And there's even a potential, we'll see, of maybe even soulmate vibes. But in addition to that, just general positive sign going on, this card lets me know that the person who has a crush on you is adaptable. They have strong traits of being a quick learner, being able to figure out whatever situation they're in, which makes sense because if you're going to handle, again, going back to unexpected visitors and the surfing analogy, you're going to need to be able to think on your feet in that way. So take the reassurance and be able to put your trust in them and their kind of lifestyle and way of thinking and way of approaching things, that they are going to make sure you're not going to crash into a wave. They're going to move the surfboard right in the nick of time. It's going to be intense and thrilling, but they got you. They got your back. Oh my God. Speaking of having your back, again, I am just getting like strong vibes here. I don't want to say it too soon, but I'm getting strong relationship, like guaranteed yes gonna happen vibes here. So Six of Swords is about commitment, and it's about being committed. Now, not in the way that they're already taken, but rather when they confess to you, if again you want to reciprocate feelings, the potential in the relationship is like you're it. Monogamous, they want to be with you, they want to build something with you, they want a long-term experience with you. But it also lets me know, now I don't know why yet, but I'm already getting a vibe that they're in process of some sort of change. I'm not sure what that change is yet, or if the cards will tell me, but like, no, you know, we'll wait and see. Either way, one last thing for you to know from this card is that this person who has a crush on you is new to your life. You have not met them before, they're not a past relationship, they are new. Oh my God. Five of Pentacles? Okay. We got a thing going on here. A journey. And now at this point, I certifiably say, yes, this is a relationship. You're going to say yes. It's going to happen. It's serious. It's soulmatey. So, the lovers travel through with the Six of Swords to the Five of Pentacles. And here we have a journey going on. It's letting me know that you're going to get together, but it's going to take a while. Now, that doesn't mean you won't potentially date for a time, that they won't let you know sooner that they're into you, or you'll kind of meet them and get a vibe. But before you're actually dedicated and committed and being like, we're in a relationship, we're going to be together, we're going to buy a house together, whatever the definition is for you, it's going to unfortunately take a while. But have no fear. At the very end of this journey, the way our girl Alice here is being pulled with the door shut, away from the void, towards the journey, towards the lover. Once you get together and have made that commitment to one another, the hypothetical doors on other relationships for both of you will be shut for good. This is it. You're together, so on and so forth. I also see a lot of twos going on. Here's two people here. Here's two people here. The lovers represent two. So that's a lot of harmony, a lot of commitments, a lot of higher ground. So again, strong relationship vibes going on right here. For a potential relationship, but I don't even want to use that word anymore. I'm saying guaranteed. King of Cups. Okay, so this person has a crush on you, which kind of like goes with the territory, is again spontaneous, but they're a bit of like we're having a better understanding of, because adventurous and spontaneous are such broad terms, like it really can change from person to person. They're a bit of a performer. They are musically inclined. They could potentially be in any artistic field, like artistry or something like that, or a comedian, but I'm getting strong musical vibes. So they play some sort of instrument. It doesn't necessarily mean that's their occupation, but they like to perform that way. It is a strong, interest or hobby for them. And they just generally love being happy. And an important thing is they love being happy and making sure everybody else is happy too. So you're gonna have to be kind of sharing them with other people. However, you can kind of rest assured that you're their number one priority. They put your happiness and your needs first before anyone, but you're gonna notice that there's someone that checks in with other people at the party, that makes sure they're having a good time. They're a good host or hostess, so to speak. They also are just, this goes without being said, like very social, but they are a little bit fashionable, I don't mean like high maintenance level. They could be, but I kind of just get a vibe that they enjoy to they care about the outfits they're wearing. They put them together consciously is the best way to put it. Three of Pentacles. Okay, so this person who has a crush on you is, really into teamwork. I also see them potentially getting a new job. However, because I don't have enough information here, this could mean that they got a new job right when they met you, they just got a new job, and then they met you. I'm getting a strong, spirit just keeps saying new job, but isn't more specific than that. However, this also lets us know that you're going to find each other through social media. So keep your eye out on whatever apps you're on. It doesn't necessarily have to be limited to Tinder. It could be Facebook or whatever the situation is, but you're going to meet that way. Oh my God. Okay. Okay. Remember in the beginning of this read, I was like, oh, I have an inkling, I have a sprinkling, blah, blah, blah. No. Okay. Five of Pentacles and the Six of Cups together means they might be new to you, they are new to you in this lifetime, but you've been together before. You're coming together again. You have had a past relationship romantically with one another. And you were meant to come together again. Again, we go back to the whole twos thing. I know this is Six of Cups, but I'm just talking about two people in this card going on. This and this together is all about the idea that you once knew each other and that your relationship is really built on support. So remember how we talked about how they're very committed to you? They might be really social. They're going to lean on you a lot, and vice versa. This is going to be someone that is very, how do I put this? Sometimes you go into a relationship and you kind of need something from one another. Sometimes you're whole, you're both, two people are whole, and then you get together. This is going to be a lot of two people whole, but still needing to push on each other to build some sort of a tent or structure and be the best versions of themselves. If I made that correctly, if I said that correctly. It also lets me know that they are very giving, and that they, again, new to you, but not in the past, and everything like that. Now, when I see this much water and earth, and if you notice the way that they're aligned, they're always interacting with other earth signs. So there's not two waters together, or the earth is over here, or so on and so forth. So this lets me know that something that's really interesting is, even though this is soulmate vibes and your brain might right away think passion and fiery and whatever, there is not a single fire card on here, not one. This is more think of water and earth together, complementary, and kind of just chill, just hanging out. There's not going to be as much romantic, sensual passion in this, but more of a very, very deep-leveled friendship bond. It's kind of like you go beyond social structures and expectations. You're going to be very happy and fulfilled if you go into and want to reciprocate these feelings, but I'm letting you know kind of like the vibe of where it's at. And also, look at all these sixes. Oh my god. Look at this. 6 of Swords, 6 of Cups, the Lover's 6. A lot of sixes going on. Again, this goes back to like romance, connection, and stuff like that. But anyway, sorry, I've not had a spread in a while that was like this, like, intense when it came to romance. So, pretty awesome. I would say that these are your options if you choose to go with them, but I'm telling you right now, no, you're going to go with them. It's going to take a while. They're pretty social. You're going to find a lot of your romance through socializing with others, so you might want to, if you're someone who feels that's a little difficult, don't worry, they're going to put you first. This is what really makes them happy. They're just like a natural performer, but they're very giving to you. You're going to find a lot of support in this relationship, a lot of commitment, all that good stuff, and they're just kind of like very high energy and crazy, and you just kind of have to go with it. Let's pull the 3 zodiac signs that this potential crush could be. Got Scorpio, Leo, and Gemini. Oh my god. Gemini. The lover's sign is Gemini. I'm just saying. I'm just putting it out there. If you guys enjoyed this reading as much as I did giving it, please give a like. It helps so much. Consider subscribing, and it just helps out the channel a lot. And just want to let you guys know to have a lovely day. Bye.